Now we now stick with that particular story and we take you to Kenyatta National Teaching on Referral Hospital, where Safina Chieng is at the moment. Now, Safina, you're one of the members of our team who has been following up on this particular incident since it unfolded. Now, talk to us about how many have been injured and what is the extent of the injuries at that particular hospital.
Thank you so much, Weekly, for Randy there back in studio. Indeed, you're right. We have been traversing different parts of the city this morning since we received news of the fire incident that happened last night in Mradi area of Embakasi East constituency. And of course, I have been going from one hospital to the other. So far, what we know, Randy, from the official statistics from the government is that at least 280 people were injured in that fire incident. And the injured were taken to different hospitals. The nearest hospital, of course, being Mama Lucy Hospital. Right now, as I speak to you, I am at the Kenyatta National Hospital, just standing right next to the accident and emergency unit. We're expecting the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. He has been on site. He's also going to be visiting some of the victims who are currently in different hospitals in Nairobi. And he will be here shortly just to be able to also speak to a few who have been admitted here. And the total number of people who have been admitted at the Kenyatta National Hospital so far, what we know is that it's going at around 43 victims of that particular fire incident. But earlier when we were at Mama Lucy Hospital, we were informed by the hospital CEO, Dr. Martin Wafula, that they referred 17 patients to this particular facility from Mama Lucy Hospital, and they were also able to, they referred 7 patients to this particular facility, and they were also able to refer 17 patients to the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital. And he was telling us that these are patients who had severe burns that ranges from the degrees of 20 to 60%. But at the facility at Mama Lucy earlier, we were informed that last night they received a huge number of patients who were taken there. Soon after the incident happened, they were able to receive a total of 169 patients last night. And of course, early morning, some were still trickling in to receive treatment. A few of them had minor injuries, others had moderate injuries. So those cases that they could not deal with were referred to different hospitals. And of course, just looking at other hospitals that have also received patients from this particular incident that was huge, Orandi is modern Komarock Hospital, which has so far a total of 18 victims, and Garrison Hospital, where 21 patients were admitted. Metropolitan Hospital, a total number of 8. Nairobi West Hospital also has 8 patients. Radiant Hospital 2, AAR Hospital 3, Nairobi Hospital 4. Of course, this is information that we received from the earlier update by the government. But what we know is that some are being discharged as soon as they receive their treatment, but others will still have to stay in hospital as the doctors continue to monitor their situation and be able to offer them the treatment that they need. But we spoke to some of them, Orandi, and it's quite unfortunate how they narrated what happened to them last night. A majority of them are not even quite sure the situation back at home. They were telling us that their only focus right now is to get well and to be able to just deal with the pain that they were going through. Some of them were telling us this fire incident happened at a time that they had already gone to bed with their families, and it caught them off guard. Many parents were burnt while they were trying to save their children from the fire incident. And some of the parents were also telling us they could not trace some of their children. They don't know where they went because it was just a confusion. And it was really concerning, Orandi, when some of the patients that we also spoke to were telling us that they had lived in that neighborhood for quite so many years. Then they've never known that there was actually a gas plant that was just next to where they live. And it was only after the explosion last night that they were coming to find out that they have been living next to that particular gas plant. So it kind of caught them off guard. And looking at the impact that fire came with, being a gas explosion, as much as they tried to run away, they were telling us that the fire was just sort of like following them. And we were looking at some of the injuries, Orandi, and it's quite unfortunate what they were narrating to us. But for them, it's just a struggle to really get well and a struggle to really come to terms with the loss that they now have, having lost their property, Nairobi, and we had leaders from the capital who were there also just making a plea for those who can be able to come in at this particular time and support the victims to be able to get a few items that they need during this time. There's also a plea for blood donation because many patients have suffered very severe burns and they're in dire need of blood, and we just had the leaders there just calling on Kenyans to come out in large numbers and assist in this particular time as investigations also continue. But that is the situation that we can tell you for now. I believe that in a few minutes' time we'll be able to get more updates from right here at Kenyatta National Hospital once the Deputy President arrives. He's currently just visiting different hospitals to speak to the victims and their families. We've been able to speak to other leaders like the Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino, the Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna. We were also talking to the County Member of Parliament Esther Passaris, who just shared their concern about what even the Energy Regulatory and Petroleum Authority is going to do. The senator himself was saying that they're actually planning to call them to Senate to be able to explain what may have transpired, how many such plants are registered in the country, and of course to also just look at some of the safety measures that are put in place to be able to take care of the lives of those who live within the neighborhoods where these plants are located. But we will still keep tabs as we continue to look for more information, and of course we will be updating you once we get something new. But for now, that's all I can tell you. Randy, it's back to you in studio.